In this module, we will try to understand about string variables. A series of characters is called as string. A series of characters enclosed between double quotes is called as string constant. We will try to know more about these concepts in the coming slides. This style of declaration is most commonly used one. The size, whatever we would like to specify, should be positive integer constant greater than 0. When we say char x square brackets 20, then we are asking the compiler to allocate memory for 20 characters. Thus, x becomes a one-dimensional character array of 20 characters. Array is the one which contains same type of elements. This is the jargon from the programming languages. In the programming languages, array means the one which contains similar elements. This style of declaration is also acceptable. Here, we may define a symbolic constant with the preprocessor directive define. Here we have defined a symbolic constant n as value 20. Then we have declared char x of n. That indicates that we are asking to declare a string variable having 20 characters. So this is also another acceptable declaration of string variables. This is another style of acceptable array declaration, that is string declaration. Here we are declaring a string variable x having 20 characters, and at the same time we are assigning a value Rama to it. That is a declaration of the string along with its initialization. Here Rama will be stored in x. Of course, remember that when we try to store a string in a string variable, either through scanf or through direct assignment, automatically a special character known as null character is added at the end. Thus, in the array x, that is the string variable x, actually it contains 20 characters or space to store 20 characters. Now effectively 5 characters of that are being used and remaining 15 characters are unused. This is also another acceptable style of declaration of string variable. Here we are not giving any size to the string variable x. Its size will be found from the value. Here we are assigning the string constant Rama to the string variable x. Rama, R-A-M-A, that is 4 characters, plus null, that is 5. In total, now for the variable x, 5 characters will be assigned. Remember, the previous example, we have declared x as having 20 characters. And we have assigned for that also the string Rama, the string constant Rama. Remember, anything enclosed between double quotes is called as string constant. There, out of 20 characters, only 5 characters are used, remaining 15 are unused. Whereas here, the total memory allocated for x itself is 5 characters. That is calculated from the value which is assigned to the string variable, that is Rama. Even the following two styles of string variable declaration is also acceptable. Here we are specifying for each element which character to be stored. The following are the not acceptable string variable declarations. The first one is not acceptable because the size we have given as -20. Always size should be positive. Here we are giving -20, thus this declaration is not acceptable. The second one is also not acceptable because the size we are asking as 1.78, which is a float. We understood that the size should be positive, integer, constant, greater than 0. It should be integer. The 1.78 is not an integer. Thus, this is not acceptable style of declaration. Third one is also not acceptable as n, that is a variable. It is not a constant. The fourth one is also not acceptable as compiler do not know how many bytes of memory has to be allocated for the variable x. Of course, you have assigned Rama to the variable x, but not in the declaration statement itself. So in order to be acceptable, the Rama has to be assigned to x at the time of declaration of x itself. Then only it is acceptable. Thus, these types of string variable declarations are not acceptable. If x is declared as a string variable and Rama is assigned to x, then x of 0 is R, x of 1 is A, x of 2 is M, x of 3 is A, and x of 4 is null. That is, the characters of the string x can be accessed through x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, and vice versa. Always array element index starts from 0. We cannot change this at any cost. This is the characteristics of the C language. Of course, there are some programming languages in which array first element index starts from 1. For example, in Fortran, the first element index is 1. However, in C family, first element index always starts from 0. Thus, if we wanted to access or manipulate strings, we can manipulate character by character by using this notation x of 0, x of 1, and vice versa. However, do not get confused between x of 20, something size information of the declaration, and at the same time x of 20 in the statements other than declaration statements. In the case of declaration statement, x of 20 indicates we were asking to declare a string variable having 20 characters, whereas the statements other than declaration statements, as in the calculation statements, x of 20 signifies 20th element of the string variable x. That is really 21st character of the string x. The user has to remember this difference. As usual, scanf can be used to read a data into a string variable. If we use %s format in the scanf, then scanf takes data to the string variable till it encounters either a space or a tab or a new line or a maximum of size -1 characters, whichever becomes true earlier. We can even give another style of format in the scanf. This indicates we are informing the scanf function to go on take characters till we enter new line character. That is, it reads a line full of text into the string variable. Even if we enter spaces, tabs also, they will be stored into the string variable. Like this, we can use formats with the scanfs while reading data into string variables. This program is aimed at reading a student name, that is a string, then print the length of the string. As usual, stdio.h is included, main is defined. A string variable x is declared and an integer variable I is also declared. A user interface statement, that is printf, is included to allow the user to enter a string. Whatever user enters is read into the variable x with the help of the scanf function. For the scanf, we have given %s format to indicate that it is supposed to read a string from the keyboard into the variable x. Here, we have to remember one important aspect. Till now, whatever variables we have discussed, such as integer, float, characters, etc., when reading the data into them, we used to give ampersand operator. But with the case of string variables, we are not required to give ampersand operator. This is because the string variable name itself indirectly indicates some memory location in the C language. The scanf function requires what to be read and where to store. The string variable itself referring some memory location, we need not require to give ampersand to the string variable. We will be discussing more about these aspects when we come to pointers. The following while loop, I is equal to 0, while x of I not equal to null, I plus plus. This is used to traverse the string character by character till we encounter null character. Let us try to simulate the while loop to understand more about traversing a string character by character. Assume that the string variable x contains Rama. That is, while program is running, user has entered Rama as the input to the variable x. I value is initialized to 0. Currently, I value is 0. X of I, that is the 0th character of the string x, that is symbol capital R. Is it not equal to null? Yes. Thus, the loop control goes to while block. I value will be incremented by 1. Loop control comes to while condition checking. Currently, I value is 1. X of 1, that is symbol A. Is it not equal to null? Yes. Thus, while block is going to get executed once more. I value will be incremented by 1. Again, while control comes to expression evaluation. Currently, I value is 2. X of 2, that is symbol lowercase m. Is it not equal to null? Yes. Thus, while loop is going to get executed once more. I value will be incremented by 1. Again, the control comes to while expression evaluation. Currently, I value is 3. X of I, that is symbol lowercase a. Symbol lowercase a, is it not equal to null? Yes. Thus, loop is going to get executed once more. I value will be incremented by 1. Again, program execution, that is loop execution, comes to while expression evaluation. Currently, I value is 4. X of 4. What is x of 4? Null. Null. Is it not equal to null? No. It is equal to null. That is, while condition became false now. Thus, will come out from the while loop. By now, we have traversed the string character by character. First R, then A, M, A. Like this, we can traverse the characters of the string element by element, character by character, from 0th character to till we get null character with the help of this while loop. However, identify the value of I. What is the value of I? 4. What is it? It indicates the length of the string. That is, as of now, we have traversed the 4 characters, which mean that the string contains 4 characters, excluding null character. Thus, the following printf statement, I value is printed as the length of the string. We have many ready-made functions to manipulate string variables or string constants, that is strings. In order to use those ready-made functions, we may have to include string.h, both in the Turbos environment and also in the Unix environment. strlen function takes a string as an argument and returns length of the string. Of course, excluding the null character. Similarly, strcmp function takes two strings as arguments. It returns 0 if those two strings are exactly same. Otherwise, it returns a negative number if first string comes first in the alphabetical order compared to the second string. Otherwise, it returns a positive number. That is, if the second string comes first in the alphabetical order compared to the first string, then it returns a positive number. Similarly, we do have another function known as strcpy. This function also requires two strings as arguments and then copies the characters of the second string into the first string. If we propose to use any one of these functions in our program, we have to include string.h in our program. Let us try to understand about the functions such as strlen, etc. For example, we have mentioned that the function strlen requires a string as an argument. That is, while calling this function, we can send either a string variable or a string constant. If it would have been a string variable, probably value for that string variable would have been directly assigned or would have been read from the scanf statement. That is, the following three styles of the function call strlen is acceptable. In the first one, we are calling the strlen function with the string ram, that is string constant ram we are sending. Thus, the strlen function returns 3. That 3 is assigned to the variable I. Whereas, in the second one, we are declaring the string variable x and we have assigned a string ram. That is, a string constant ram is assigned to the variable x. And then we are calling the strlen function. Inside we have written x. That indicates when the function strlen is called, x value, that is ram, will be sent to the function strlen, which returns number of characters in it. That is, it returns 3. Thus, I value becomes 3 in the second option also. Whereas in the third one, we have declared a string variable x, then we have read data into the variable x with the help of the scanf statement. For example, we assume that while program is running, user has entered ram. Thus, x value becomes ram. When we call this function strlen and x as argument for that, x value ram will be sent to the function and that returns number of characters in x, that is ram. Thus, this also returns string length as 3. Thus, when we say that a function requires string as an argument, then we can really call that function either by sending a string variable or string constant. If it is a string variable, that string variable value would have been read or would have been assigned or would have been calculated. It doesn't matter at all. That function requires a string. We are supposed to send the string. This is the generic aspect every user is supposed to know. The example, whatever we written previously, we wanted to modify such that this time it will call the function strlen and then calculates the length of the string. We have included string.h. The variable x is declared. It is being read with the help of the scanf statement. Then we are calling strlen. For that x we are sending as an argument. Whatever strlen returns, that is assigned to the variable I, and that is printed. Remember, in the previous slides, we have written our own while loop. We have traversed element by element to find out the length of the string. Whereas here, now we are directly calling the strlen function. With the help of it, we are trying to find out the length of the string. In this module, we will try to understand